Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Del Mar for closing day, summer 2025 here in Southern California. I'm Kurt Hoover, along with my favorite guest, Ryan Anderson. And Ryan, been a long meet, been a lot of fun, great race, and the weather has been fantastic. We've got a couple of stakes today, including a Futurity, and I thought really difficult races. If there was another day of racing, I'd say there's a carryover possibility. That's how tough it looks to me.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you. Beautiful weather, obviously, as we close it out here. You're just singing a nice Bill Withers song.
Yeah, I can't help myself. I heard it driving here today, and I heard it driving here the other day, so Lovely Day is in my head.
I like it. My favorite song by his is Ain't No Sunshine, but that doesn't apply here.
Man,
we only have
for
sunshine.
being young, you have excellent musical taste, right? I appreciate that. Let's dive right into the opener. 6 furlongs in the first race, $10,000 claimers get the party started.
Yeah, this is a difficult race to start off with, but I went with the number 3, Elton Sings Another. I thought this one, speed and drop last time out, or drops now again into the 10,000 non-2 life, feels like the kind of money run effort, at least to me. I like the early speed versus level with some horses that, aren't too adept at passing other runners. And then I went with the 8, Looks Lucky, for Kyle Frey and the irons for Sean McCarthy. I thought Off the Voided Claim, that always gives me a little bit cause for pause, but gets the blinkers on. It has been forward in his previous 2 and 3 starts, so I'm hoping he gets back to that, hoping he's back into form off the freshening.
Interesting race. I really like a horse in here. I really like number 2, Blue Fashion. I thought she ran okay last time off the layoff. She moves from a barn that doesn't train for speed to a barn that trains for one thing, speed, and that's Luis Mendez. And I love the fact Barrios stays on board. I always make this point. When you're on 10 claimers and they go to small barns, no reason you have to stay on. I love the fact he stays on. And here's the part I'm amazed by. Why has she not been on Lasix all this time? She now gets Lasix, she gets Barrios. I'm going to go all in on Blue Fashion in the first. Last I saw, she was 7-2. I'll take all of that in the first race. On to race number 2. And we scratched the inside 2. I was going to play a cold double because I thought the 2 would be very tough. The point's moot, Ryan.
I thought the same. Other than drawing the rail with that program scratch to the 1, I thought Arasaka was a big look in here. But I ended up going with one of the first-time starters on top, number 7, Tiger Whitworth. The Dam won first time out, so there's some precocity there. Of the 8 siblings to race, 4 were in the money with 1 winner, 2 seconds, and a third. So I thought with Edwin Maldonado, that's going to tip the hand to getting some forward position early. And I thought the 8, Tamarindo Beach, was just a little bit interesting as another first-time starter for Dean Pedersen. Him and Armando Aguilar have a decent amount of success together. Has a good bullet work, 2 back, sharp work, 3 back, and then they kind of backed off in that last 5 furlong drill, which I like to see. Kind of hints that this horse might be ready. So I went 7-8 in here.
Yeah, with the scratch of her sock, I don't have a real strong opinion, but I picked the 6, Tommy Norris. Speed for Barnett's had a super meet. Blinkers come off. I think this horse will run a lot better today to price. And then Southern Melody gelded since the last start for Craig DeLassy. 2 next out winners out of that race already, including the winner Max Che, who came back and won the stake here on Friday afternoon. So 6-9 in a tough race. On to race 3, mile and 3/8. Love the distance. Like this kind of race on the turf. Optional 50. I got a price. How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I went with the price as well. I thought the number 7, Maz, gets a strong look for me. Closed faster in the last race, faster than the Padre, who came right back out to win a stake race next time out and repeat that effort. I thought this one is going to really appreciate the stretch out and distance. Post 7 is tough going to 3 turns. It's always important to save that ground, but Ricky has given some great rides on the turf this meet, so I have a ton of confidence in his ability. Him and Michael McCarthy, when they team up, $6 plus ROI at Del Mar. So, yeah, I'm thinking this one likes the distance. I went with the number 3 underneath, who I thought deserved a look. I really like Daisimo Chara, but she just hasn't quite gotten the job, or he quite hasn't gotten the job done quite enough. So Rostam and Vibe was who I ended up with in second.
I went price shopping on the rail with Reaquest. This is one of my favorite drops on the circuit. When you drop for non-winners 2 to non-winners other than and go in for the tag, you look at this horse's form. He was stuck at non-winners 2 forever, facing much, much better horses. Kimura gets on board. On top of that, I think he'll be race fit. 2 races off a long layoff. He can run all day, and best of all, he's a price. So Reaquest on top for me. Visually, I thought Quezon was very impressive. He cut down to the inside. He exploded in the final 1/8 of a mile. That was an open 40. I thought that was a pretty salty race, and I really liked the way he won. I'm with you. I'm kind of against Daisimo Chara. I just get the feeling he's starting to get a little race-wise, just kind of running the same race. It might be good enough, but I'm going to look elsewhere. 110 in race number 3 for me. On to the 4th, the Del Mar Futurity. It's Baffert and O'Neill and nobody else.
Correct, yeah. Baffert has 4 of them. O'Neill has the other 2. I mean, Brandt off that win. That was... you know, looking at the figure at face value, you might think maybe it wasn't the best field, but it has 2 next out winners already.
Yeah.
2 show up in this spot in Balboa and Civil Liberty. Balboa was one of those next out winners. I mean, $3 million, and it looks like the talent is there. So I'm just straight with Brant, and I'll kind of keep it moving.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. The number was huge, visually was huge. Let's just stay with Brant in the futurity. On to the 5th. 5 furlongs under turf for California-bred maidens.
Yeah, this is a tough one, but I ended up with the 2, Forever Ben, mainly because of that inside draw. It was close between the 2 and the 7 for me, but I think the 2 has 3 races with experience. Those last 2 works for Carla Gaines, hint that this horse continues to progress. Stanford is a strong 17% with his turf sprinters, so I thought Bays is kind of going to sit the trip. Doesn't really bother me that J.J. Hernandez hops off. Bays was on for the debut. J.J. opted to go with number 5, Violet Song, who ends up scratching in this spot. But I think Forever Ben going this 5 furlong distance, I think, can get the trip. And then the 7, yeah, very Strand, first-time starter for John Sadler. Hector Barrios aboard. Works in the morning, hint at some ability. Might need one. 5 furlongs is tough, especially drawn out there. But the rails are at 0 today.
Yeah, I thought this was a tricky race, too. I took the horse who drew in, Mystic Moses, for Steve Miotti. Steve's had an excellent meet. He's a really good trainer. He's had a good meet. Just missed yesterday with Del Mar Jerry, a brutal beat right on the money for an $81,000 pot. So I put Mystic Moses on top, and same with Ventry Strand. Found it interesting, no gate works. You don't often see that on a saddle. Obviously, the horse has popped out of the gate to get gate okayed, but no published gate works. The Dams had one winner who was stakes placed, so 11-7 in the 5th. Okay, we get on to the 6th race. Somebody still has to explain to me how somebody hit the pick 6 yesterday, but we'll move on from that and try and hit it today. And again, this is one difficult sequence. If there was a tomorrow, as far as another day of racing, it has carryover written all over it, and it's a tough way to start.
It does. Full field. You get 3 Bafferts in here. I opted to go with the number 8, who has precocity all over the pedigree. The Dam won first time out, and the Dam's 5 starters have all been winners. 5 for 5 first time out, all at the maiden special weight level. 1 was put up via DQ, but we'll count it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the 8 Rhodes on top. And then I thought the number 6, Send It Mo. Peter Miller's 16% with his 3rd-time starters. Races them into shape. This one is improved start over start. We know Send It Mo is going to be forward. Bred by Yaupan, who they can run on anything. He's had an excellent start to his career. So I wanted to take Send It Mo underneath, but I'm going to take the other Baffert with the number 8 Rhodes on top.
Another race I thought could go a lot of different ways. I took a little shot with the 9 Track Tiger, first-timer for Doug O'Neill, Calumet Farm homebred. The Dam was a debut winner. She's also had 2 winners. And, Ryan, I've been doing this a long time. I don't think I've ever seen this. 8 straight gate works. Lots of times 3 or 4 straight. I have never seen 8 straight gate works. I mentioned it before. Doug O'Neill has really changed his training pattern with these firsters. Many more gate works than he used to show, but I've never seen 8. I hope it's a good sign. Sometimes that's a bad sign. It means it won't come out of the gate. And then I put Boyd second. 9-1 in race number 6 for me. 7th race, scratch to 5. 13 go here. Another good gambling race.
Yeah, very good gambling race. I think ultimately with all these horses having very similar form lines, I ended up going with the number 9, Uncle Dude. Flavian Pratt is in town to ride Brant. He moves horses up exponentially. He gets them in the right position. On top of that, this horse came out and improved that buyer speed figure tremendously, going from 2 to 3. Second off, has all the right to improve, has had a couple really nice works since then, and I think he gets enough pace to close into here.
Lots of pace.
Lots of pace in here. And that's ultimately what ended up with me taking the 9 Uncle Dude on top, and the 11 Sir Rocket, who also likes to come from off the pace. Drysdale and Mike Smith team up. 2 nice wins, or 2 nice closing wins, I should say, in his last 2.
I think, without looking through all the charts, Sir Rocket would be the only 3-time winner at the meet, I think. Yeah, he's had a really good meet. There's a horse I've always liked. He's a price today. I think he's going to get a great trip. The 8 horse, Our Bucky Charm from Mike Pipe. He followed this horse throughout his career. He's got a lot of abilities. Obviously got some issues. He debuted late. He's been laid off several times. So I love the fact he's putting 2 races together at the meet. On top of that, he's a big, strapping kind of horse. And I think down inside last time he got bogged down. He didn't have any room. If you watch the replay, he galloped out in front. He was full of run coming to the wire. He can sit, and Kimura rides him back. So I took a price shot with the 8, Our Bucky Charm. I also thought the 1 Style Cap might run well. For the first time in his life, he gets Lasix. He was either a 2-year-old and in stakes company and never had Lasix. He gets that today. And he gets Juan Hernandez and has turf form. 8-1 for me in a very good race. All right, 8th race. Kicks off the late pick 4. 10 go here.
Yeah, 10 go, and the number 5, Modus Bestia, was the standout to me. Since that last race on debut July 18th, or not on debut, but first start of the 3-year-old season since coming in from Churchill Downs, 6 works out of that debut. On top of that, on opening day, the rail was not the place to be. This horse was inside the entire time against the kind of flow of the race and against where I think the better part of the track was. Has had 6 works since the last, so came out of that race in fine shape, has been racing great. On top of that, you get the booking of Flavien Prat, who again is going to have this horse in the right position. I think there's not a lot of early speed. There's not a whole lot of experience in this field, and I think Modus Bestia could take them a long way.
Yeah, I thought Modus Bestia had a big look in here. I thought Latitude was interesting to Dam, a debut winner, 3 winners, 2 debut. Also, they don't write many 6.5. It looks to me like Sadler was waiting for a 6.5 with his horse, with his pedigree and his running style. So I put Latitude on top. Running with Chaos is trained well for Hess, has a couple of good works, including a nice gate work against Maldonado. And the horse you mentioned, Modus Bestia, and even the bottom Cheever, I think shortening up outside, he's going to come running late, especially at the 6.5. So I went 3-2 in the 8th.
The 3 Latitude has had some amazing works.
Yeah.
Whether you watch him in person or the Harrington report, his last 4 are all B+.
And you don't see that too often either on Andy's report. 9th race, Del Mar Juvenile Turf, grade 3 event, scratch 6 and 9. The outside horse gets in. What do we do here, Ryan?
Yeah, I think Hey Nene, the 5, is going to take a lot of money, but these 2-year-olds, you know, debuted at Santa Anita earlier in the year, then shipped out to Monmouth earlier this summer, now comes back here. That could take a bit of a toll. While I think Hey Nene is the best horse in the race and the one to beat, I ended up going with the 7 later than planned for Phil D'Amato. Umberto Rispoli on board. I like the way this horse finished off his race. The 49 buyer is not going to dissuade me. These 2-year-olds can jump up, and it's tough to get.
No, the 2-year-old numbers are on turf
especially going 2 turns.
Especially.
So I'm going to take later than planned. I think that was a very professional race that he ran last time. So I'm going to take the 7 on top. Hope I get a bit of a price, but I'd certainly respect the talent of the number 5, Hey Nene.
Yeah, I like Hey Nene. I think he's a really good horse. The fact that John Sadler sent him to Monmouth tells me he's a really good horse, because John does not travel cross country very often, except if it's Breeders' Cup. It's not his pattern. On top of that, you know, so yeah, he's only sprinted. The pedigree, his half-brother won going 1 3/4 and 1.5 miles. So this horse can run all day if the pedigree's right, and it usually is. I like Hey Nene a lot, and for second, later than planned. 5-7 for me in the Del Mar Juvenile Turf. 2 to go. First half of the late double, top and bottom are out. How do you see this one?
Yeah, the 12 Crystal Clean really drew well again to the outside. Hector Barrios, John Sadler, one more time. 2 for 11 for John Sadler with maiden winners last time out in the State Bred Company, which is decent, small sample size. But again, drew well. That was a really nice debut effort. So I ended up going with the 12 on top. And then the 6, Fancy Facts, I think is really kind of rounding into form for Mike Pipey and Kazushi Kimura. I like that last out victory on the turf. I think can easily transfer that right back to dirt. Going to be forward, which is always a plus. And 10 to 1, I couldn't ignore that.
Yeah, it's a good gambling race. I went to the 3, Don't You Forget. It's a mare I've always liked, and I like this pattern. Voided claim. They put in for 20. She won this condition 2 years ago. On top of that, Peter Miller, who just come and moves jocks around, gets the leading man, gets Juan Hernandez. So I went to Don't You Forget. Should get a good trip in here. Crystal Clean comes off a really good maiden win. Cliff Seiss's horse, veteran trainer Cliff Seiss, sends out Danzig with Maxine. Should get a great trip. And then 2 bombs I thought could get in the trifecta. Thirsty Trickster won big, jumps up in class. And Buds and Suds has really gotten good. Gets the class test today, but another horse who can finish. 3-12 for me in race number 10. Okay, 11th and final, scratch the bottom 2. How do we wrap up the meet in a crapshoot?
Yeah, another really good betting race. A lot of horses with very similar form, you know, just stepping up in class, dropping down. I ended up with the number 2, Friendly Confines. Coming out of an open stakes race earlier this spring in March at Santa Anita, you get the jockey edition of Flavien Prat. Drew really well to the inside, gets Lasix back on where, he won and broke his maiden last time out. I think he faced a pretty good field last time. He faced Freedom's Not Free back in the early spring, but Baltus has had an extraordinary meet.
Yeah.
He's really good with these over 180-day layoffs with a really strong 20% win clip. So I ended up with the 2, Friendly Confines on top. And I thought the 1 Takes 3 finally misses Kings River Knight like he's faced in his last 2. Drew well again to the inside, and those speed figures fit. So Kazushi Kimura, Mike Pipey in the finale, I wouldn't surprise me either, but I'm 2-1.
Yeah, good gambling race, tough race to close things up. I'm going to try and get a bomb home in the last. My friend Uncle Neil Drysdale with Irish Prophet. Again, I'm talking about this drop. This is the same drop that non-winners 2 in an other than. 2 races off a brief freshening, has faced much, much better horses. This horse won this condition back in January of 2024. Lescano rides. I think this horse will be running late, and I think the class drop is going to really help. Cuban Confusion comes off a good race. Got no problem with that horse. The horse you mentioned, Takes Three's got to look. Broski, light bowl play. 2 next out winners, 1 for fun. 9-3 for selection purposes in a very difficult race and a very tough card. Ryan, thank you. It's been a pleasure throughout the meet.
It's been awesome.
We'll see you down the road, and good luck today. I hope there's 2 Pick Six tickets here and here.
That's right. Me too.
We'll split it up. Thanks to all of you for watching. Closing day kicks off in about 38 minutes. I'll see you in a paddock in about 20.